The Venice of the Pacific. In the heart of Micronesia, on the remote island of Pohnpei, lies one of archaeology's greatest enigmas, Nan Madol. This ancient city, built atop a coral reef and spread across nearly 200 acres, is often called the Venice of the Pacific. What makes it so extraordinary is not just its scale, but the mystery of its construction. Nan Madol consists of more than 90 artificial islets separated by tidal canals. The ruins include temples, tombs, and massive stone walls made from basalt prisms, some weighing as much as 50 tons. No written records exist of its construction. No one knows exactly when it began or why it was abandoned. Archaeologists suggest Nan Madol became the political and religious center of the Saudelor dynasty, which ruled Pohnpei from around 1100 CE to 1628 CE. The dynasty demanded tribute and obedience from local clans, consolidating power in this watery fortress. But oral traditions claim the site is far older, created by supernatural beings who flew the stones through the air. How did builders with no metal tools, wheels, or beasts of burden move thousands of basalt columns across miles of rugged jungle and sea? Why did they choose to build on water rather than land? These questions fuel endless debate. European explorers stumbled upon Nan Madol in the 16th century, but its true study began in the late 19th century. Since then, theories have ranged from a lost Pacific continent like Mu to advanced seafaring cultures to extraterrestrial assistance. Nan Madol is more than a ruin. It is a story of human ambition and mystery, a reminder that our past is filled with puzzles yet unsolved. The setting, Pohnpei and the Pacific. Nan Madol sits on the southeastern coast of Pohnpei, one of the Caroline Islands in present-day federated states of Micronesia. Pohnpei itself is a lush volcanic island, covered in dense rainforest, rivers, and waterfalls. Its rugged terrain and isolation make it one of the most remote places on Earth. For centuries, the Pacific Ocean acted both as a highway and a barrier. Island societies developed unique cultures but also maintained contact through long-distance navigation. The people of Pohnpei were expert seafarers, navigating with the stars, winds, and ocean currents. The site of Nan Madol was chosen deliberately. Built on a coral reef at the edge of the island's lagoon, the city was both defensible and symbolic. The canals allowed movement by canoe, while the isolation from the mainland may have reinforced the ruler's power and sacred status. The basalt columns used for construction came from quarries miles away. Oral tradition says they were floated over the water, but moving stones weighing tens of tons without pulleys, wheels, or cranes remains a mystery. Some researchers believe logs and rafts were used, though this would have required immense manpower and organization. The environment also shaped Nan Madol's function. The islets were divided by purpose, some for dwellings, others for rituals, and others for burials. The largest structure, Nan Devas, served as the royal tomb and center of power. Nan Madol's setting reveals why it is so enigmatic. It combined natural isolation, ingenious engineering, and cultural symbolism into one site, creating a city unlike any other in Oceania. Legends of Nan Madol. Local oral traditions tell stories that go far beyond practical engineering. The Pohnpeian people say Nan Madol was founded by two brothers, Olasipa and Olosipa, who came from the west by canoe, or in some versions, descended from the sky. They used magic to summon the massive basalt columns, flying them through the air or calling on spirits to help. According to legend, the brothers established Nan Madol as a sacred center for worship of Nanasan Sapo, the sea god. The canals symbolized spiritual waterways, linking the divine and human worlds. Over time, their descendants became the Saudelor rulers, who centralized power in the city. These rulers were said to be godlike but grew increasingly oppressive, demanding tributes and sacrifices. Oral tradition tells of their downfall when Isokalekal, a semi-divine warrior from abroad, led a rebellion that overthrew the dynasty around the 17th century. After their fall, Nan Madol was abandoned. The legends serve multiple purposes. They explain how such a monumental city came to be. They encode moral lessons about tyranny and divine justice, and they root the Pohnpeian people's identity in the land and sea. But they also raise tantalizing questions. Were Olasipa and Olosipa real leaders whose achievements became mythologized, or do the stories preserve fragments of something far stranger, a lost technology or knowledge now forgotten? For believers in ancient mysteries, the legends of flying stones point to advanced methods of construction, perhaps even outside human capability. For skeptics, they are mythological metaphors. But either way, the legends add a layer of awe to an already baffling sight. Engineering the impossible. The central puzzle of Nan Madol is how it was built. The basalt columns that form its walls are natural volcanic formations, but each one can weigh anywhere from 5 to 50 tons. Moving and stacking thousands of these logs of stone required monumental effort. Archaeologists suggest the columns were quarried from Sokez Island, about 25 miles away. Transporting them across rugged jungle terrain and open water without wheels, pulleys, or metal tools seems almost impossible. Experiments with rafts have shown it could be done, but only with hundreds of people working in perfect coordination. The layout of Nan Madol also required precision. Canals were dredged to allow tidal flow, preventing stagnation. Artificial islets were stabilized with coral rubble. Structures like Nan had walls 25 feet high and 17 feet thick, arranged with such care that they have stood for centuries. Some theorists argue this level of engineering suggests knowledge far beyond what was expected of island societies at the time. Comparisons are often made to the megaliths of Baalbek or Stonehenge, where the movement of massive stones also defies easy explanation. Mainstream scholars maintain that with enough manpower, time, and ingenuity, Nan Madol could be built. Yet even they admit the project would have been staggering for a small island population. Why invest such resources in a watery fortress instead of a city on land? The mystery endures. Nan Madol and the Saudeleur dynasty. Nan Madol was not just a city of stone, it was the seat of political and religious power for the Saudeleur dynasty, which ruled Pohnpei for centuries. The Saudeleur kings centralized authority in Nan Madol, forcing chiefs from across the island to relocate and live under their control. This strategy created unity, but also resentment. The Saudeleur rulers demanded heavy tributes of food and goods. Rituals reinforced their divine right to rule, while canals and islets kept the nobility under constant watch. At its peak, Nan Madol may have housed several thousand people. Different islets served different functions. Some were for priests, some for warriors, others for storage or ceremonies. The city was both a fortress and a sacred temple complex. But the dynasty grew increasingly oppressive. Legends describe the last Saudeleur king as cruel and tyrannical, demanding human sacrifices and punishing those who defied him. This cruelty led to rebellion, led by the warrior Isokalekal, who toppled the dynasty and established a new order. After the Saudeleur's fall, Nan Madol lost its central role. Abandoned and left to decay, it became a haunted place in local lore. Sacred but feared, the ruins remained silent for centuries until rediscovered by outsiders. European discovery and early exploration. Nan Madol first entered Western awareness in the 16th century, when Spanish and Portuguese navigators charted Micronesia. They noted strange stone ruins along Pohnpei's coast, but few details were recorded. For centuries, Nan Madol remained largely unknown to the outside world. It wasn't until the 19th century that European explorers began to study the site in earnest. German colonial administrators and missionaries documented Nan Madol in the late 1800s. They marveled at the engineering, calling it the Venice of the Pacific, yet they struggled to explain how such a monumental city could exist in such an isolated place. Archaeological excavations in the 20th century revealed the city's scale. The site covers nearly 200 acres, with more than 90 artificial islets. Radiocarbon dating suggested construction began around 800 CE, peaking between 1200 and 1500 CE under the Saudeleur dynasty. Still, the mystery of its engineering remained. Some German explorers speculated Nan Madol was the remnant of a lost continent, perhaps Mu or Lemuria. Others linked it to Polynesian migration routes, suggesting advanced seafarers spread megalithic culture across the Pacific. Despite these theories, no definitive answers emerged. What was clear was that Nan Madol had been abandoned for centuries by the time Europeans arrived. Locals regarded it as a haunted place inhabited by spirits. Few dared to enter the ruins after dark. This combination of archaeology, myth, and mystery ensured Nan Madol's place as one of the great enigmas of world history. Theories of lost continents. Among the most exotic theories about Nan Madol is its connection to the mythical lost continent of Mu. Popularized in the late 19th and early 20th centuries by writers like James Churchward, Mu was said to be a vast Pacific civilization that sank beneath the sea thousands of years ago. Nan Madol, with its massive stones and oceanic setting, seemed to fit perfectly into this narrative. To believers, the city was a surviving fragment of this lost world, proof that advanced societies once flourished in the Pacific. Other theorists pointed to Lemuria, another hypothetical sunken land, sometimes linked to both the Pacific and Indian Oceans. Spiritualists and theosophists embraced Nan Madol as evidence of ancient wisdom lost to time. Mainstream archaeology rejects these ideas, noting no geological evidence supports the existence of such continents. Instead, they argue Nan Madol was built by the local Saudelor rulers, using ingenuity and manpower rather than forgotten civilizations. Still, the lost continent theory persists in popular imagination. For many, Nan Madol is too grand, too mysterious to be explained by conventional history alone. Whether symbolic or literal, it feeds into humanity's enduring fascination with lost worlds, paranormal legends, and mysteries. Beyond lost continents, Nan Madol is steeped in paranormal lore. Local legends warn that anyone who spends the night among the ruins will die. Early European visitors reported eerie lights, strange noises, and feelings of dread. Some stories claim the ruins are haunted by the spirits of the Saudelor rulers. Others say the city was cursed after their downfall, forever abandoned to ghosts. Modern paranormal enthusiasts link Nan Madol to UFOs and ancient astronauts. The legends of flying stones brought by magical beings sound to some like accounts of levitation technology or alien intervention. Divers exploring the waters around Nan Madol have reported unusual electromagnetic readings and feelings of disorientation. While these may have natural explanations, they add to the aura of mystery. Whether one sees them as spirits, curses, or alien relics, the legends ensure Nan Madol remains not only an archaeological puzzle, but also a supernatural one. Nan Madol in global context. Nan Madol is often compared to other megalithic sites worldwide. Stonehenge in England with its aligned stones, Baalbek in Lebanon with its massive stone blocks, Easter Island with its remote stone statues, Machu Picchu, built high in the Andes with precise stonework. All these sites raise similar questions. How did ancient societies move and arrange such massive stones without modern machinery? Nan Madol is unique because it was built on water. Its canals and islets give it a character unlike any other megalithic site. This watery city suggests not just engineering skill, but also symbolic intent, blending spiritual and political power with environmental adaptation. By placing Nan Madol alongside other ancient mysteries, we see it as part of a global pattern. Humanity's drive to build monumental structures that outlast their makers, shrouded in mystery for future generations to ponder. Conclusion: Legacy of Nan Madol. Today, Nan Madol is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Archaeologists continue to study it, but many questions remain unanswered. How were the stones moved? Why was the city abandoned? And what deeper meanings lie hidden in its canals and temples? For the people of Pohnpei, Nan Madol is more than ruins. It is a cultural touchstone, a place of pride and legend. It reminds them of both the grandeur and the lessons of the Saudelor dynasty. For the world, Nan Madol remains a riddle. Was it simply the work of determined islanders, or does it point to lost knowledge, forgotten civilizations, or something even stranger? Whether viewed through the lens of archaeology, mythology, or mystery, Nan Madol stands as one of the world's great enigmas. Rising from the ocean, it challenges our assumptions about history and inspires awe at the ingenuity and perhaps secrets of our ancestors. The ruins whisper across time: we built, we ruled, we vanished, and still the stones endure.